What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Draftapalooza. Best ball drafts all summer long, live here on DFS Army YouTube channel. Special thanks to DraftKings for sponsoring the Draftapalooza. Our partner, DraftKings, shout out. And in honor of that, we will be drafting best ball teams on DraftKings this week, the Millie Maker. We're going to go for the gusto. And Tattoo is here with me to break it down. Tattoo, I like drafting these best ball teams. Like the nice thing about DraftKings is I think the ADPs are a little bit off, and I think we can take advantage a little bit there where the ADPs aren't quite where they should be. But before we draft, before we get into anything, camp updates. Training camp is live right now. It's happening, and we're getting little news nuggets, little tidbits every single day. And I like to find like somebody on Twitter who is compiling it together. We'll give them credit here. So Alfredo Brown got a breakdown here on notes that affect fantasy football. And there are some very relevant notes coming out today. So let's get into it. First of all, I've been saying this the last few, and this has been coming up over and over again. Connor, Trey Benson looking more and more like it's not going to be the workhorse James Conner situation that we would be hoping for. I do not like this, quote, both the RB1 talk. I don't like that. I don't like this idea that Benson's going to be working in a ton for the goodness of Connor, but it's good for Benson. So a little bit of red flag there for James Conner. Not too much, but maybe not a fourth round guy. Maybe we squeeze him back to round 5. I think there's a lot of risk in Connor. I don't have a lot of exposure to Connor anyway because he's old, and I'd rather take Benson and have that injury protection. Atlanta, Penix struggling with accuracy. Who cares? But Baltimore, Keaton Mitchell is an interesting piece out of Baltimore. Keaton Mitchell was somebody I liked going into the season last year. He gets hurt, but he looks like, he looks like a guy that he's a bit of a scat back. He's sub 200 pounds. He could play on third down. He could have a role there. So I think Keaton Mitchell is a mildly interesting, very, very late round pick, especially on DraftKings where the PPR is in full display.
Yeah, and he can break like long runs too.
He's not a guy you'd want to have in your flex as a starter week to week, but in best ball, if you just pluck him out of there that one or two times that he might pop a long one, I think he could provide some useful games. So yeah, I like Keaton Mitchell. This one's interesting. James Cook still not practicing, quote, business. So Cook wants money, wants a new deal. There's a lot of arrows pointing down for James Cook this year. I'm getting more and more nervous about this guy. A big part of it, Tattoo, isn't any of this holdout, although the holdout is concerning. A big part of it is just like his snap count was getting to sub 50% by the end of last year. There's just a lot of Ray Davis in the game. There was a lot of Ty Johnson in the game for no reason. Why are you there? Why is Ty Johnson in the game? And that's concerning. I am on team fade James Cook right now. I'm kind of thinking fade that a little bit, get somebody else. I also have a lot of exposure to him already, so I'm not trying to add any more. I'm not crazy about it. Ted McMillan, better than advertised. Yes, please. Feed that into my veins. IV it. Doctor, I need more. Give me some more. That's what I want. Ted McMillan is awesome reports. Yes, please. I have a feeling he's going to be a super stud. It's coming up. Luther Burden standing out. His run after the catch could be fun inside this offense, quote unquote. Too many weapons in Chicago right now. I'm concerned. So if Luther Burden's going to be a weapon for Chicago, I don't know what the deal is with Rome Odunze. Is he good? Not. We don't know. You don't know. I don't know. DJ Moore is there. It's starting to be too many mouths to feed. And I'm starting to have concerns outside of, Caleb, who is clearly being given everything he needs to be successful. But Luther Burden standing out doesn't make me necessarily excited about drafting Luther Burden. It makes me concerned about Rome Odunze, who I have not drafted yet anyway, Tattoo. So
Yeah, I drafted him last year in one of our rookie drafts, and then immediately traded him for like 2 first-round picks.
Yeah, see, that was a win. Getting, you got out of it. You got full value out of him, and you'll see what you get for those picks. But yeah, Roma Dunze, very concerning right now. DJ Moore, it's just not that's a lot. There's a lot of mouths to feed in Chicago. I'm concerned. Zach Taylor is, quote, excited about Taj Brooks. Okay. Fine by me. Taj Brooks, a solid potential backup to Chase Brown, I guess, but might see some goal line carries. We'll see. Yeah, Ivan likes Taj Brooks too. He could be good, but Chase Brown is good too. There's a couple of interesting ones I'm really excited about. Stefanski on Fannin Jr., the tight end. We're putting a lot on his plate, and he's handling all of it well. Blah blah blah. Whatever. TE2. Who cares? This one's interesting. Jaden Blue standing out more and more, getting some first team reps. He when given opportunities, taking care of the football, showcasing speed, athleticism, quote unquote, quality hands. Listen, this is very important. A tattoo. I'm going to share one of my fantasy football philosophies that have helped me win over the years. There you go. Dallas Cowboys, whatever. I don't care. I don't care who you're a fan of. Don't give a shit. Well, here's what I do care about. When a room is bad, that creates opportunity. If the running back room in Dallas is bad, and we think it is, we know Miles Sanders has failed everywhere he's tried. Got beat out so badly by Chuba Hubbard in Carolina that he didn't even get touches. They just were like, no, we don't want to give this turd the ball. We got Chuba, and it's not like Chuba's that good. So we know Miles Sanders, not that good. Javonte Williams, we think he might not be very good. We don't know. We think he might not be that great. We're not sure. And now you're getting these reports about Jaden Blue looking good. There's opportunity there for a Jaden Blue to be explosive and Chase Brown in your face late this season, taking over and providing an explosive replacement for plotting, explosive other running backs in the room. So I've been back and forth on Jaden Blue, but these reports, yeah, you can't ignore it. And you're right, Ivan. It is a massive turnaround.
But that wasn't the coaches saying he was lazy. It was an outside reporter or something.
Yeah. Whatever it was, the words came out. We heard the words. We're like, I don't like the sound of that. No one wants to hear about a player you're drafting lazy. I don't care who's saying it. But that's not looking all that concerning, Tattoo.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah. A lot of other. This is a really good list because he went team by team here. I'm just gonna kind of break down the ones that are important. Harvey and Dobbins splitting first team reps. We knew this was coming. I will give you my theory on this one, which is, again, much like the Chase Brown of last year that I just mentioned with possibly Jaden Blue. I really see this situation where while Dobbins is healthy, him and Harvey will absolutely be splitting, and it's not going to be that great for either of them. But I could see Dobbins, who's never played a healthy season, kind of getting banged up, and then Harvey taking over at some point and just going apeshit. So that's kind of how I see this one going down. We'll see if that's what takes place, but I don't mind Harvey. What I want to see is Harvey's ADP come down because I can't take him as a starter day one. I want to take him as an emerging stud for late season, specifically in these DraftKings drafts where late season heroics is really what you need in order to take one of these down.
And when Dobbins gets hurt.
Dobbins always gets hurt.
Yeah.
He's always gotten hurt. I mean, right? Jamo Williams impressing defensive teammate Brian Branch. Get y'all popcorn ready for Jamo. Get your popcorn ready for Jamo. Wait. I gotta hold on. Oh, I gotta switch. Jeez, hold on. Wait. Oh no. What did I do?
Brady.
Oh, this is
Brady.
a disaster. I had some. Wait. Oh, wait. Let me. Oh man. All right, forget it. I was gonna play my jamming video, but I can't find it. It's buried here on the
jamming too.
It's buried on the StreamYard. I can't play it. All right, Jamo Williams impressing. Get your popcorn ready. Here's another one. You want to get excited? How about Matthew Golden? People inside the Packers aren't being quiet about their impressions of first-round receiver Matthew Golden, who has looked, quote, the part so far. Matthew Golden looking good, potentially in Packers camp. That's exciting.
Yeah.
That's exciting news. Houston, I don't care. The fact that the red zone's giving Richardson and Danny Jones fits sounds like exactly what you would think. No surprises there. But Jacksonville, Travis Hunter listed as first-team wide receiver and third-team defensive back. He is expected to play 80% of offensive snaps. Somebody was asking me, hey, Kev, why'd you take Travis Hunter? You hadn't been taking him. The reports out of camp look amazing for Travis Hunter. I think the duo of Hunter and Brian Thomas Jr. will be ripping it up this year. So Travis Hunter, danger coming down. I still like Ted McMillan a little better. Just like person for person, Ted McMillan, clear focal point, where I think Hunter is going to be more of a, obviously he's not the number one. He's got Brian Thomas Jr. there, but I think the Jacksonville offense has potential to be awesome. And if you want to elevate something based on this, it would be Trevor Lawrence. He'll burn your food like Florence. He'll run up in your crib like your name was Search Warrants. Maybe T-Law finally puts it together. Maybe. Or we finally know that he actually just sucks and move on. Because with those terrible coaching staffs, I don't know how to judge Lawrence. Although I love what I'm hearing from Liam Cohen. Liam Cohen's the man. Liam Cohen is the man.
Duval.
See, this is too stubborn, Ray Zanny. News is coming out. You got to switch. You got to be pliable. You got to be flexible. Got to be sexy, flexy. Move it around. So news changes. Stuff happens. You switch it up. All right. Some other interesting notes here. Pacheco, quote, looks healthy and explosive in camp. Fine by me. Good to go. Vintage Pacheco. I am concerned for Pacheco. Pacheco had like a great year 2 years ago. Tattoo, and a lot of it was because J-Rock McQuinnan was gone from the team, and they didn't really have anything going on like a specialty third down back on the team at that point. So he was getting those targets, those receptions more than he normally does. Now the Chiefs are kind of liking Elijah Mitchell in that role. So I'm a little bit more concerned that we'll see Pacheco sort of in like the 2-down back role. That is fine, but nothing that's going to win us a league or score more than 20 fantasy points most weeks. So look for Pacheco as an acceptable RB2, not somebody, but fully acceptable. Not somebody who I expect to elevate to RB1 levels with Elijah Mitchell there and healthy and taking up that juicy, sexy role of third down guy. Raiders, connection between Jacoby and Geno has been easy to see early in camp. Okay, fine. Geno to Jacoby. We already like Jacoby. I think I've been saying this all along. I think the Raiders are going to shock everybody in terms of like Geno being a relevant quarterback. The team is just much better than with Geno there than it was with Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew. Like they were garbage. They had garbage quarterbacks. There was a third guy there too. I can't remember, but he's been like a backup everywhere. So yeah, I like Geno already. Chargers OC Greg Roman says Omarion Hampton has looked spectacular when the pads can't come on. We already love Omarion Hampton. Nothing to say there. Kyron Williams, big contract extension. There's a second part to this, but big contract extension. So anybody who thought like they're writing a book on Kyron, he's not going to do this, that, they're always wrong. Kyron Williams, they love him. He's going to have the same role that he had last year. He's going to be a perfectly good pick right at the top of round 3 or anywhere in round 3. I'm happy to have Kyron Williams. No change, nothing new, just more. There is some confirmations coming up here, though. There's so many news nuggets. It's a lot of news.
I had one in Cleveland last night.
You had a little news nugget in Cleveland? A little nugget?
That Shador announced as the preseason starter.
Yeah, I don't know. Does that mean anything? It means nothing. You know, it's the first game. Usually it's not your best guy that's starting that game. But I guess we'll get to see Shador play, which is fun.
I'm so excited.
I think that actually solidifies a little bit that Joe Flacco's the actual starting QB for that team. So, you know, that.
Joe Flacco doesn't need preseason snaps.
Let's see what we got here. Jordan Addison, 3-game suspension handed down. Guys, I'm telling you, what Jordan Addison did was much less bad than Rashee Rice. Much less. It's like Rashee Rice, super light. So all those donkeys out there, and you know you're out there. You know you're out there because you're a donkey, right? You suck at fantasy football, but you love to give your takes. You know who you are. Who are loving on Rashee Rice right now. And I see them. I'm on Twitter. Rashee Rice, sleeper this year. Still, now, today, they're saying it. Tattoo. Still today. Now, I don't have any information. Tattoo. I don't have direct sources in the league offices. No one. I'm just some schmuck who likes fantasy football. Roger Goodell does not call me to discuss strategy at all. And this is shocking for you.
No.
They don't. I know you guys think they don't. They don't. I don't have,
you wrote the script.
I don't have information in advance. None of it. But I use common sense, I use logic, and I use reasoning to come up with conclusions. I know it's crazy. They don't teach this to Gen Z at all.
They teach them not to think for themselves.
Yes. Yeah. We're different. I come from Gen X. I was a kid in the streets. Okay. If I didn't figure shit out, I would have starved or died of thirst. Okay. Drank from the hose. There was no sink.
Until it's dark.
I drank from the hose. And I'm going to tell you, using my common sense reasoning skills, why would you expect that Rashee Rice, who hit and ran and got a jail sentence, will go to prison for what he did? We think that he's going to have a smaller suspension than Addison, who didn't go to jail, didn't harm anyone, just got caught speeding. At least I think that's what happened with Addison. Is that what happened with Addison? Am I wrong? Guys, is that what happened with Addison? Just speeding, right? Like high speed. That was it. Not even sure. But either way, Ray, you could be an Addison donkey all you want. Dude's not playing the first 3 weeks. So that's a 0. That's a 0 week 1, a 0 week 2, a 0 week 3. Addison DUIs. Okay, DUI. Didn't hurt anybody. The other dude hit and ran. It's a felony. Rashee Rice, I'm telling you, I don't know. How are they going to give him fewer games? So Rashee Rice, minimum of 4 games. And I think it's going to be 6 or 8. His current ADP on FanDuel, on DraftKings Best Ball, current ADP, current ADP, 4th round. Like, they're not discounting him. All right, a couple other notes here. There's some big ones here. Trevion Henderson, being described as a special player and difference maker in camp. Ray Zanny, you're not going to like it, bro. Trevion Henderson looking good in camp. Now, you will like it as a Patriots fan, but you won't like it as a Ramondre fan. I'm telling you, again, late season heroics. Look for it from Trevion Henderson. I'm not sure he's going to be get it going early season, but I believe this guy is the real deal. So give me some Trevion Henderson. Saints, it looks like the rattlesnake, Spencer Rattler, is emerging as the potential QB. This shocks one guy, Tyler Shock. No, it shocks no one, because who the heck is Tyler Shook to begin with to be secure? He's just a rookie second rounder. This guy's played a little bit. It's going to be gross in New Orleans, guys. Play defenses against New Orleans all season long. Avoid all position players in New Orleans. Avoid Tattoo. If I could get Doris on the screen, which I can't. I don't have my stuff. But she would unfriend you to all of them. Doris,
and I've seen people touting Olave, like, oh, he's going to be a steal.
Yeah. Send those people to Fantasy Receipts so that my guy can rip on them next year. Everybody who's saying this, I put myself out there, guys. Don't take players from New Orleans. It's a bad team. They don't score. They're not going to score touchdowns because they suck. What more do I have to tell you? Is this confusing? Don't take players from bad teams. They suck. It's just gonna suck your life force away. You're gonna watch this being like, I can't believe they scored 0 points today. No, I can believe it because they suck. And the rattlesnake, as cool as his nickname is, his QBing skills, not so good.
I saw a copperhead the other day.
I would rather mess with the copperhead than the rattlesnake.
I think so.
Scattaboo re-injures his hammy. Guys, everything out of Giants camp says Tyrone, Tracy, Erica Badu called me the other day. You know Erica?
Yeah.
You know Erica? She called me.
You better call him.
Yeah, see, KGZ knows what's up. Where else are you going to hear that? Other people, Alvin Kamara is going to be a great PPR asset. No, he won't. It's going to suck with the rest of the team. Erica Badu called me. All right. She's in New York, happened to be at Giants training camp. I don't know what she's doing there. Guy's going crazy. And you know what she said? Tattoo, you want to know what Erica Badu said to me when she called?
What'd she say?
She said, you better call Tyrone. And I was like, I said that. And she's like, and tell him he got to come home. Tyrone Tracy.
Did you see in our draft the other day, somebody Geek to prison? This is something. So, well, Geek is away.
I got a little too excited. I got a little. What are you doing to me here? You messed up my thing. Hold on. Sorry, guys. What happened here? DraftKings overlay. Here we go. All right, Tattoo. Wait a minute. Present. See, this is what happens. I got so excited singing Call Tyrone that I knocked into my mouse and kicked myself out of the room.
Maybe we got copyrighted.
You better call Tyrone.
You sound too much like Erica.
Yeah. You know Erica Badu? Not a lot of people know Erica Badu.
I'm old, of course I know Erica.
Yeah, you are old as shit, man.
And I worked in a record store.
Yeah, you're crazy old though, for real.
Right.
Jets are planning to use Breece Hall and Braylon Allen like Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, except, and this is a big difference, the Lions score a lot of touchdowns, so it works with Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery because they're scoring 4 or 5 touchdowns a game for the team. The Jets are not probably going to be scoring that frequently. Therefore, this is a disaster. Avoid. Breece Hall, nope. I say there's a lot of hype around Breece Hall. I don't agree. No. Will Shipley, RB2 for the Eagles. Cool.
Okay.
Already knew that, but good to have the confirmation. This is a really good one. Again, props to Alfredo Brown, Fefo Brown, as he likes to be called, for putting this one out there. Caleb Johnson struggling in pass protection. Concerning. I don't have much Caleb Johnson, but concerning. Jalen Warren will be involved. San Francisco, Juwan Jennings remains sidelined with a re-aggravated calf injury. It's supposed to be a few weeks. I saw Dr. Gupta. No, Deepak Chona.
Yeah.
Said should linger, probably plays week 1.
Do you have to let it linger?
No, probably lingers. Seattle, Kenny Walker has missed multiple practices with foot injuries. That is being called, quote unquote, nothing. So do with that what you will. Baker Mayfield called Emeka. I love this. Obviously, Emeka Egbuka for me is my lad McConkey. Last year, if you watched my content, some of you guys did. If you remembered anything from it, you were like, this kid was high on Lad McConkey, right? I was going crazy for Lad. I drafted him everywhere in Dynasty. I have him in every Dynasty team because you got him in round 2 of the draft. And being a Dynasty enthusiast does help me a little bit with the rookies this time of year. I was all over Lad McConkey, and Emeka Egbuka is giving me those same vibes. They love him. They love him in Tampa. It's obviously a crowded room, but I love the long-term prospects for Egbuka, and I have a theory that Godwin and Evans, it's just super unlikely that those two players can play out a healthy season. I think we'll have extremely useful games out of Egbuka this year. A couple of little notes here. Cam Ward struggling against exotic third down pass right. Who cares? And then Jaworski Merritt listed as RB5 despite Cam Pipe in Washington for the Commanders. I don't care about that either. Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt is definitely somebody that I think we should be looking at this year as a useful piece. All right, so we're going to be doing a DraftKings Millie Maker draft. We're going to talk through some of these news and notes as we go through it. But first, I want to thank our sponsor, DraftKings, for sponsoring the show. And guys, football season is right around the corner, and there's no better way to lock in your fantasy dominance early than with Best Ball on DraftKings, where you draft once and ride your roster all season long. And right now, DraftKings is giving all customers a can't-miss offer. Draft one, get one. Enter a lineup in the $15 million Best Ball contest for just $20, and you'll score another Best Ball ticket to play free for a chance to share a shot at $15 million, giving you a second shot to win big. It's easy. Just draft your team once. No weekly management required. Let your top scorers automatically start each week. Across the whole season, every breakout star, every clutch play, every touchdown will count towards your quest for a share of $15 million. Download the DraftKings Fantasy app right now to draft your $20 Best Ball lineup and play for a share of $15 million. Get a second ticket to play for free. That's 2 chances to win big. Draft one, get one, only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. All right, let's go. And we're back.
Pretty good. I like that.
Like that, Reed?
You were born for that.
I was practicing it before.
In the mirror?
Yeah. All right. So let's actually get into it. And we're going to do the $15 Millie Maker today. So we are going in. And keep in mind, guys, you do get a buy one, get one here. There's going to be another BOGO offer coming. But everybody who hasn't entered this yet, there's a promotions tab. You want to click that. Get your BOGO. Get a freebie. Certainly worth it. Now, this is an 800,000 entrant contest. It's a big one. So when we talk about strategy, and here we go, I'm going in 3, 2, 1. Anybody want to try to draft simultaneous? It's the time. But this is a monster size contest tattoo. 850,000 entrants. That's a lot of fantasy football people. You're not going to win a contest like this by going with the chalk. It's just not going to work. You have to, in order to win this style of contest, you need to have some special things happen. So, you know a lot of how when we had done the eliminator, I constantly talk about don't get cute with this. Take running backs early. There's no time to wait for some secondary player to emerge. Chase Brown in week 7 last year. There's no time for that. Well, in this format, it's quite the opposite. In this format, the only way you're really going to have any kind of chance of truly taking down the tournament, in my humble opinion, is you have to have your team exploding late. So I think the idea of 0 RB or hero RB even, where you're really only taking 1 RB early, a lot of these kind of like best ball bro style drafts, they make a lot more sense in this contest. This is one where you need your team coming on strong in the second half of the season. And you need a monster. You need an animal going into the playoffs here because you're up against 800,000 people. Every lineup style will be covered. Here we go. All right, we are in. Let's see what we got. Let's see who's in here with us. Anybody in the chat? Let's see here. Okay, we got Foggy Minded. What's up, Foggy Minded? Who's that? Is that you?
Who?
Foggy Minded?
Me?
No. Farfignugan. Ooh, that's a fun name. I don't know if that's one of our guys. It could be, but Farfignugan is just a fun name.
I'm far from puking.
It's the joy of driving. I don't know if you know about that. The joy of driving, Farfignugan. Foggy Minded in here with us. Beautiful looking avatar here on DraftKings. So we're now going to take over DraftKings and smash these best ball contests. The people have spoken.
I heard.
All right, so I'm picking. I got the 9th pick in this one, and Tattoo. My intention here is to do a little bit kind of the opposite of the way I would pick for a marathon style or an eliminator style contest. So in this one, I really want to get heavy on my studly wide receivers a little early, but we want to make sure we have enough scoring power from our running back group that they can carry the day. And then later we want to kind of load up on some of these upside dice rolls that can elevate the team, and especially that might be coming on strong in the second half of the year. So that's kind of of the season. So that's going to be my my take here. Damian Pierce, Rezani. It's a blast from the pit. But Damian Pierce is absolutely one of those names that just like came on late, randomly late round pick that came on late in his year. Here we go. We are starting up. Clock is live, and I'm curious to see. How do I get the draft board on screen? Oh, there it is. Okay. So I'm curious to see, obviously, how this one goes down. Let's see how the picks go. Jamar Chase goes 1.0 overall. So keep in mind the scoring system on DraftKings. Full PPR, and this is important, with bonuses for 100-yard performances and those kind of things. So explosive players definitely get rewarded here, and it will not surprise me to see, the wide receivers kind of being taken aggressively ahead of the running backs in this particular one. So but for me, if value drops to me, I'm going to take it. So if they leave, a stud, Jefferson goes 3 overall. If some stud running back is there, even though I'm kind of leaning that this is a better format to take wide receivers early. If a stud running back is there, I'm going to take him. But let's see here. So we got Saquon, CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson off the board.
Eddie.
Jahmyr Gibbs, of course. Malik Neighbors goes. And, I think I know which way I'm going here. But you got Amon-Ra, Nico, Puka at wide receiver still remaining. And, of course, Henry, Genti, McCaffrey still looking good. Farfignugan, gotta step up, bro. Gonna get auto-picked. I will tell you guys that if you are on DraftKings, it's very, very important that you I'm going to take McCaffrey here. I know I said wide receivers, but I love the upside of McCaffrey, and I'm taking him there. PPR, all that goodness. So there we go. But what I was going to say, guys, is hold on. Let me address this, and you've taken me out of my train of thought. Barkley's been going further back because his team goes. I mean, Barkley, that's a steal. You're stealing Barkley. You're stealing him. So let's see what Foggy Minded does. I'm back on the clock here. Wow, that went quick, right? They went all wide receivers. Foggy Minded grabs the running back. And either Drake London or Jonathan Taylor for me in this spot. I'm going to go with Drake London, the Dreezy. And we can keep in mind building a little Michael Penix stack action as we have his number one guy. So as soon as London was there, that's who I took. So now my mind is going to what other players from Atlanta can we take along the way? I'm not a big Pitt at tight end guy, although he could be okay. But I think like a super late pick of Ray McLeod might be warranted here. Super late.
Didn't Atlanta trade up to get Pitts?
Yeah, Kyle Pitts, forget it. Different regime, different everything. Kyle Pitts has been a disappointment. He's not good. He's not that good. Turns out he's not that good. Shit happens. Tight ends, very difficult to figure out. All right, so draft is moving along. I see some donkey picks. Fart Fignugan taking Tyreek Hill here.
Ugh.
Yeah, dude, come on. I hope he's not in the chat with us right now. By the way, if you go on DraftKings and just allow it to auto draft your whole team, DraftKings will void your entry.
Huh.
Yeah, you're not allowed to just auto draft. You got to in similar to
nice.
they have a rule. So I want to talk about Ladd McConkey going there too in a second, but they have a rule on DraftKings that you have to like make a user adjustment, and they've carried that onto this contest. So anybody who just auto drafts and doesn't do anything, those entries I don't believe will count. But then it doesn't matter that much because you weren't winning like that. You cannot win in an 800,000 person contest by just putting a chalk lineup in. It will never work. So whatever.
If you set your queue up and you had it everything and it auto drafted through there, would that still be the same thing?
No, as long as you changed any player rankings whatsoever. So if you took my rankings, which I've already done, I can auto draft this because I've uploaded the rankings that we have on DFSArmy.com. It's fine.
I have yours uploaded on
it will count. It could just auto draft. But if you don't do that, if you don't make any adjustments, you just auto draft, I know because I did one and my entry was voided. And the reason it happened is because I was streaming. I tried to fill this one. It wouldn't fill fast enough. So I'm like, all right. I did the $3 one. Like I did a different one that filled faster. And then it just auto drafted a whole team for me. It was the first stream, Best Ball Palooza stream that I did.
We had one where I didn't get, I joined the wrong contest. And then I got in the contest with y'all. So I had 2 drafts going and I was just like, one of them can auto draft.
Yeah. And it negates that one.
Yeah.
If you didn't upload any kind of rankings, it just negates it. So let's take a look at what's going on here so far. Again, a couple of what I call donkey picks here. Obviously, AJ Brown is a donkey pick in round 2. Tyreek Hill is a terrible pick in round 2 as well. So really donkey picks right there. Let's see what's going on here. All right, we're up next. I did want to get a little heavier wide receiver early in this one, but I don't know. I think I'm going to go with Omarion if I can get him here. Farfig Nugan looks like, again, might be auto drafting. Is that an Army avatar? No, right? I hope not.
You know, I'm blind. I thought it was American flag.
There's a flag there, but I'm like, is that Army, DFS Army uniform? No. Get JSN here as well. No, I'm going to get my RB2. I'm going to nail it down here, and then we'll worry about getting Studley at wide receiver. I have some wide receiver sleepers that are so good, I can get them in around 4 or 5, and I think they're as good as a WR1. So I think we'll be able to make that work. Devontae Adams, good play. Speaking of Devontae, though, there's certainly some concerns with Matt Stafford and the epidural he needs in his back right now. He's not even pregnant. He's getting an epidural. It's not a good sign. Like my wife had an epidural when we had kids to make the baby. Now Stafford's getting one.
Don't they have like Carson Beck or something there?
What?
The Rams.
There's no what? They got Jimmy G.
I know, but I thought like they signed that Georgia quarterback, but then made him something else or something.
Oh, I don't know anything about that. They got Jimmy G over there. Hang on. We're back on the clock. McLaurin out. Rashee Riot, Hunter, Metcalf, blah, 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 blah. I am going to take... Should I do it? Should I do it? I'm going to get crazy here. All right. Trevion Henderson. I thought about going luxury QB here, but I didn't. Luxury running back.
Justin Bennett. That's who it is.
It's funny because I just said 10 seconds ago that I was going to focus on wide receivers and do running backs late, and like
No.
And I see Trevion Henderson staring at me. I think about Alfredo Brown's note about Trevion. Where was it? I can't even find it. New England. HIJK. Oh, here we go. Special and a difference maker. Excited me. Sucked me in. It sucked me in. So, again, back to it. I'm just going to kind of like go through some of these picks. Again, we said at the start that the Chargers have signed Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen should now be the second most targeted player on the Chargers, second to Ladd McConkey. My concern with the Keenan Allen signing is Keenan Allen plays in the slot, as does Ladd McConkey. So I think with Keenan Allen here, you're probably going to be, it's more likely that he will push McConkey to the outside and maybe take a few of those targets away from him. So I think McConkey still, like, based on the Keenan Allen news, should probably drop just a few little spots in his ADP, and we'll see that, I think, over the next few weeks. I'm curious to see where Rashee Rice will go. I did a lot of ripping on Rashee Rice at the onset of this breakdown, so I am curious to see where he goes in this draft. Now, Rashee Rice in this format is mildly more viable than he would be, let's say, in the Eliminator. Certainly than the Eliminator. I mean, everybody's a donkey who's doing that. But like in this format, it's slightly more viable because I don't mind having a guy coming on strong for me like in the second half of the season. The problem is if I take a player that I know or that I personally believe is not going to play for at least, there it is. Okay, so the awful Koner is his name. Whatever it is, this guy, you know.
Maybe he'll take Judkins next.
Yeah, just grab Judkins too. But so that to me, that's just a bad pick. And Kamara, also a bad pick. So good luck with that. These are people who are taking these guys that like they buy into these like narratives that like pundits spew. Well, it's a great PPR asset. Guys, you're overcomplicating a simple game. It's a simple game. Don't overcomplicate it. Avoid players on terrible teams. If you do that for fantasy football, you're going to have better overall results. Let me tie this into poker for you. Tattoo, you play poker at all?
Strip poker.
No, so you don't play poker. That's not a real game. So
it can get real.
No, it's not a real game. No,
yeah.
Not real. In poker,
play darts.
A man dart. Yeah, Ray Zanny's a dart pro. He's in the chat. Let me. Oh, Riddler. Wow.
What?
Okay. That's an early grab on Ridley. He's one of my.
Oh, I thought you meant
not Rattler. No, the Riddler. And look at Pierce. Oh my gosh. Oh goodness gracious, the papers. All right, we got to grab some of these, some of this talent here. Of course, Farfignugan once again auto picking because he is not here. So we will take. I'm going to choose here between Hunter or Pearsall. What do you think, Hunter, Pearsall? This is crazy early. Pearsall. Like, what is going on here? Everything I've said early in the offseason is coming true, Tattoo, and it's kind of pissing me off. It's actually making me happy. Like, what did I tell you? All offseason, Pearsall ahead of Juwan, ahead of Ayuk. He's going in round 10. He's going in round 9. Now he's up to round 5. Pearsall in round 5. That's his ADP.
Geekavelli.
Geekstradamus. I called this. I'm telling you guys. Stetson Bennett.
That when I say Carson Beck, who is still in college, it was Stetson Bennett.
Oh, you're thinking of Stetson Bennett. Oh, there it is. Yeah, Foggy Minded grabs Pearsall right after me. That's a wise man who watches very good content. Hacker says Hunter over Pearsall was the correct play. We know that Hunter getting all the snaps at QB, Liam Cohen, love the offense there. So, okay. Chuba Hubbard.
But he never get shot and come back and play football? Ricky did.
Dude, come on.
Ricky's
Shot
a
him in the
G.
leg. Like didn't he get shot in the butt or something? Like, no big deal.
You just gotta say you got shot. You ain't gotta tell him where.
Dude, if you're watching these streams, unless you're drafting against me directly, I hope everybody watching has a ton of Pearsall exposure. Like, hey, let's make our season about it. You know what I mean? It's okay.
He's in my week 1 lineup so far.
We make our season about that. Foggy Minded back on the clock. RJ Harvey off the board. I'm going to do a quick scan of the wide receiver group. Yeah, I'm still going with the wide receivers. We have our 3 strong starting running backs, and I'm going with Jerry Jeudy here. I love the news out of Cleveland, pretty much that Flacco looks like he's going to be the guy. Flacco at QB should perpetuate what happened last year with this team, which was Jerry Jeudy, a top 10 wide receiver over the last few weeks. Check this out on Jerry Jeudy. Look at people kind of think Jerry Jeudy stinks and whatever, but I just want to look at. All right, let's just start at week 8 here, okay? Bubbling up a little bit. Bubbling up. Scores 12. Week 9, 14. Okay. Week 11 puts up a 30. Excuse me? 142 yards? That's not like an accident. Okay, a 14.5, another good score in week 12. And then week 13, my guy puts up 235 yards. And a monster 43.5 point DraftKings score, right?
And then you're like, the best shape of his life, he said.
And Tattoo, everybody's like, anomaly. It's a fad. It's a this, it's a that. And then it just keeps going. 24.8, 21, 18 targets, 12 receptions, 13 targets.
Remember Steve Smith?
Yeah.
That he was just a jag.
I don't care about if Flacco is going to help anybody win a game. I don't care about that. All I know is Flacco loves to sling it. He loves to sling the rock. Flacco and Jameis Winston, they have the same attitude. You know what they thinking? They're like, I don't care. I'm going to sling it, right? I'm old. I don't care anymore. It's like, you know how like really like senior citizens, they don't give a shit about anything. You know, they're in their 70s, 80s, like, we don't care. Rip their clothes off, naked, dip in the ocean. They're like, I'm in the polar bear club. Whoosh, whoosh. They're just naked. They jump right in. They don't care.
Nope.
You get to a certain age and you have no more fucks left to give. Flacco has hit that football age. He doesn't give a shit. He's like, dude, I'm out here. I'm having fun. I'm going to sling it. Interception. I don't care. I'm come back out the next series. Going to sling it again. Just like Jameis Winston. That's why I love those guys for fantasy production. I don't know if they're winning games. I don't care. I'm not here to judge whether a team is going to win a game. I don't care. There's Addison, 3-game suspension. Phil doesn't care. I think 3-game suspension, taking him here, I think no big deal. I'm fine with it. I like that people are ignoring Joe Mixon. They're wise to do so in this draft. I'm curious where he gets drafted, but I think they're wise to ignore him. At some point, I will have to take a quarterback, but it's still early in the quarterback pool. DraftKings drafters are
giving points for a win to the quarterback like they do in.
It'd be an interesting thing to do, but they don't do it.
Yeah.
Definitely would be an interesting thing to do. We've got 3 wide receivers so far, 3 running backs and 3 wide receivers. We are perfectly even right now. I'm on the clock. Let's see what we got going on here. I got some names that I definitely like at wide receiver. I could call Tyrone here. Tight end, Travis Kelce. QB group, Mahomes. So I think I'm going to get another Studley wide receiver in my mix. How about a little Matthew Golden for that training camp? I might as well. I don't have a lot of exposure to him this year, but I like these guys that can move it on up. With QBs plus 4 points for a win in a dynasty league with QBs plus 4. Oh, okay. So that exists. You know what? It'd be an interesting change to fantasy football to include the win bonus for the quarterback. I think that's, I actually think it's kind of cool.
Remember last year I tried to put -6 for interception
That's a bit much.
Pick six.
Yeah. It's no, you don't want to do that. But it is kind of cool. Yeah, it's a bit much, but it is kind of cool. The idea of a 4-point bonus for a win for a QB, kind of mirroring what baseball does for the pitcher.
Yeah, then FanDuel would probably give him 50 points for the win.
We're going to talk about them. This is the DraftKings.
Well, I'm talking negative about them
because there we go.
Play over there.
But
I think the DraftKings hat. I forgot it.
We're coming back around. Let's see what's going on the draft board. You got to also, I like to pay attention to what's going on. There goes Mahomes. So a couple of these, all right, we're on the clock here. So let's pay, but a couple of the Studley QB group has now been taken, and we're getting into level 3. I'm still going to try to wait. And I think, let's see, ADP is 101. We're at pick 88. So it's a little soon. I like Josh Downs. I think I'm going to go with Josh Downs here. Godwin is a consideration as well here. I see that. Look, it says out, and people on DraftKings are trained to see that and get really scared and like, no one's taking him. But Godwin probably should be back for week 1 or maybe like within the first couple weeks. So think of Godwin kind of like an Addison, where he might miss the first 3 weeks, kind of like that suspension. Godwin just recovering from that injury. But Godwin, when he's in the game, is an actual measurable stud. So if he's still there and it comes back around to me, like if people really want to fade him that hard, I'm absolutely going to grab him. If not, I want to start to look at the quarterback position. So you see kind of quarterback starting to float off the board. These are the secondary guys. I love the order of it. There goes Godwin and Keon Coleman, who's another sleeper for me. I love Keon this year. But the order of it. So I don't know, you guys who are watching, do you guys agree with this order? So you got Mayfield a little bit ahead of Mahomes. Then they went Purdy, Kyler, and then Caleb. So an interesting order for the QBs for sure. I think Kyler Murray maybe ahead of Brock Purdy could be argued. I think you could certainly argue Mahomes ahead of Baker Mayfield. Yeah, I can make those arguments, Tattoo.
Yeah, I'm not very high on Patrick Mahomes. It seems like 2 years ago he was the highest priced quarterback, and
yeah, he came on strong at the end of last year, and ended up with a really solid 19.6 point average. But if you pull out like the second half of the season, he was a sub 20 point machine for literally the first 8 weeks of the year. And there's plenty of other sub 20 pointers along the way. So yeah, Pat Mahomes, I don't think is a premier enough QB for me to want to grab him early. He doesn't stand out. And, all right. He doesn't. What are you going to do? Catch me outside. Guy doesn't stand out. Well, you mad at me for it? It's not my fault. Yeah, it ain't my fault. Oh, Justin Fields. Oh. All right. There goes my primary target.
My fault.
Let me just see what else I got going on here. All right. I've got Travis Hunter. And all right, I've got Travis Hunter and London. Lawrence is not going for quite some time here. I'm at 105. Lawrence is at 130, right? So I'm going to go with Drake May here. And I'm going to see if I can build a player or two around Drake May as well. So that,
Henry.
Yeah, I've now I've got, so I'm always looking, all right, how am I going to correlate this? I've got May and Trevion Henderson. I'll grab like another player connected to that. I have London and Hunter, so that's pointing me towards Penix and Trevor Lawrence. But we're going to try to wait a little bit for those guys. Like I should be able to take another player here. We'll see if it works out, and then get Penix / or T-Law, here on this next turn in rounds 11 and or 12. So let's see if that kind of works out the way I hope it might. We'll see. In the meantime, let me do a quick scan here of what's going on. Wide receiver group thinning out pretty fast. RB group also getting a little thin here. Some backups I like a little bit later. Plus, we have a bunch of them. So I am going to be maybe tight end here. Maybe, or another wide receiver. Maybe Mims. Yeah, let's go with Mims Jr. here.
Oh yeah,
Marv. It's tough to go wrong with Mims. There was a camp report out of Denver, and the camp report that I read said, "You ready for this?" It's a little surprising, actually. Courtland Sutton, obviously, still the main guy.
Yeah.
Duvon Vele, the locked-in starter at WR2, but primarily for his blocking skills, size and blocking skills, not necessarily for his route running. And then Mims is the Swiss Army knife for them. The Jaden Reed, 60% type snap count, but going to be actively targeted when he's out there. And they said that Franklin and Pat Bryant really just backups and situational. So potentially clarifying the wide receiver situation for Denver. We didn't know, like, Pat Bryant. So right now it looks like Devon Vele will be on the field, but not necessarily like somebody who they throw to a ton. Think Van Jefferson, wherever the hell he's ever gone. Like, he's always out there, but never catching a pass. That's the prediction from the beats. And where Mims will have exciting big plays. Courtland Sutton is the locked-in WR1. And the other guys, Bryant and Franklin, just depth to be aware of.
Kyle Williams still available?
Lex P, we got somebody funny in the chat. Just dropping nuggets there. He's got me laughing. All right, so where are we? David Njoku. All right, so Herbert. So I dice rolled it a little bit. I'm hoping that for this next pick that I can get one of ideally Trevor Lawrence, but Penix maybe. We'll see if that works out. There goes Jaden Blue. I was hoping to grab him at some point as well. So that's clearly not going to happen. But we talked about Jaden Blue. Definitely an exciting late season piece that I would look to target in this format specifically. Listen, Penix looks like he looks like a Jameis Winston style player, a gunslinger, or at least he looked like it for the last few weeks. I've got Drake London. They don't have that much else to throw to, but if I do grab Penix, it's not hard to get Ray McLeod. It's certainly not hard to get the tight end from that team. So we really want to build these stacks. And okay. Let's see who's there for us. If I just
drafted Ray McLeod in one of our drafts, last pick.
Yeah, he's the last pick guy. Like, you're not trying to, I'm not stretching to take him early. He's a last pick kind of guy. And the reason I like Drake May is because May gets it done with his legs. And I really think the Patriots offense is going to step up massively this season. And so, all right, okay, I'll take Drake May. Give me a running quarterback if I can get one, and I'm happy. Yeah, let's go T-Law here. So we got T-Law now stacked with London. We'll grab Ray a little later in this one. Now the question tattoo, I'm really not sure what I want to do here, but I'm leaning towards doubling down and grabbing Penix with my next one and just completing the triple stack.
Raz wants you to grab his Penix.
What's that?
Raz said he wants you to grab his Penix.
I know. It's going to cost him a lot more than the $20 draft if he wants that.
Now, I was screaming Drake May like every Sunday morning last year on pre-lock.
I mean, finally came through late. Remember, Drake May was like a sub 5K player here on DraftKings most of last season. He finally did start to come through a little bit late, but
yeah,
I think a massive step up is coming for Drake May this year. The Patriots team in general. I don't love the pass catcher situation. So we got Penix. So here we go. I've now fully completed. So I want to talk a little bit about a philosophy I do with the quarterback position, and it just came true here. So good job. So my feeling with quarterbacks is if you don't take an early luxury pick, and by luxury pick, I mean somebody up to pretty much maybe Burrow or even Baker Mayfield would be on that list for me. When I don't take one and I wait, I want to hammer 3 of these middling guys pretty quickly together, right? So because I don't have like a stud, then, because I don't have a stud on my team, I want 3 middling guys because with the trio, I hope that most weeks I can at least get a 20 plus point. Maybe I can average 22 to 24 fantasy points for the QB position, even if all 3 of these quarterbacks only average around 20 points, because I'll be able to catch the little spike weeks when they happen. We'll see. But that would be a goal. That's why I do that. Like you want to grab a few of them. What's that?
I said kind of like with tight ends.
Yes, same idea. If I didn't get
which I didn't, just wait and grab a ton at the back.
I just take a bunch of them because I waited and I waited and I waited. So now you just have to kind of load up, which I don't have a tight end yet. So we are going to have to start loading up.
You need to do more squats, probably.
I wish I had my buttons here to push, because I got a button for that comment too. I don't have my buttons right now. You're lucky. Lucky. Guys, you're watching Draftapalooza, aka I came up with a new name concept. Best Ball and Chill.
I like that. I have a show name that just occurred to me, and I don't know why it took me so long. I need a show called Fantasy Island.
Fantasy Island?
Tattoo?
Yeah, that already happened. It's plagiarism.
But I spell it different.
Colby is about to draft at spot 10 in a 10-man PPR league. Which 2 should he take between Nico, BTJ, and HN? I mean, if you're putting me in that spot and those are my choices, give me probably Nico and HN, and I'll be very happy.
I was going to take Nico and BTJ.
That's fine too. 10-team league, is there any benefit? Yeah, there's probably, I would say in a 10-team league, there's a little bit of benefit to like having really studly wide receivers. But at the same time, there's no running back with as much potential as HN. But when you draft HN, Colby Watson, when you draft HN, be aware of the double risk. That's all. He's a risk. He gets injured. Running backs carry like a 20% going to get hurt risk every single game. And I might elevate that a little bit for a smaller guy like HN, but it's not that. What's that?
Ollie Gordon.
Yeah, I mean, back him up. Ollie Gordon. It's not Ollie Gordon. It's not him.
I know.
It's not even. Ollie Gordon will not.
Ollie Gordon is going to, at the end of the year, you could be like going, holy shit.
He's not going to see a snap.
Oh, my God.
Not a snap. But
I'll wear a turd hat for an entire season if he doesn't see a snap.
He's not going to see a snap, man. No snaps for Ollie Gordon. No snaps whatsoever.
Shit, he might be playing quarterback the way Miami is by the end of the year.
All right. Brenton Strange. We secure our double stack of Trevor Lawrence and Strange. Now we are rolling. We're rocking right now. Going back to what you said, though, I just want to reiterate. Ollie Gordon doesn't see a snap. It's going to be...
You take him with your last pick.
No, I mean, realistically, Jalen Wright is the backup. And they like Alexander Madison, as crazy as that sounds, at the goal line. So I think it's... The problem is you're competing with Madison for that kind of like big back role. And I think it might not be something that will do a whole lot this year.
His needs one snap, though.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is what I was going to say. And to Colby, the secondary risk is, yes, Achane carries the standard RB gets hurt risk. But what's worse is he also carries my quarterback will just bump his head and just the slightest little head bump and we are toast risk. Just the slightest tap to the head of Tua, that's a 6 weeks out situation at minimum. If Tua gets a concussion, it's not like other players where they might come back in a week or two. Tua is lock button for 6 weeks minimum. So you are toast. Achane is toast. You lose his quarterback because Achane has shown that when Tua is not in the game, he's terrible. The whole team is terrible when Tua is out. They don't have a backup QB. They brought in Zach Milfson. That might as well be no one.
They should get his brother.
Yeah. I think it is career ending. I actually think longest shoreman that whatever happens to Tua, I think he's too fragile. I think the team will not re-sign him. And his era of being a starting QB in the National Football League is not even for performance, just for the concussion concerns. I think it's going to come to an end. If he
gets one more, he's done.
I don't think he gets another contract. Like, even if he doesn't get another concussion, I'm going to tell you guys, I feel bad for Tua. I like Tua as a player, and I think he's good. I think he's an actual good NFL player.
I mean, he's a good person.
I don't know if he's a good person. I don't know him. But he's like a good player. I don't know him. You know him?
No, I say he seems like a good person.
Like a nice guy. Sure. But here's the thing. If you're an NFL football team, are you going to sign Tua as your long-term solution at QB, knowing, you want to give him $100 million?
Cleveland give him $300 million.
Yeah, they would. But other than them, who's going to pay him? Knowing that he's like a head bump away. You know what I said Tua should have done, and he should do it this year? You got to put the helmet, the head sponge on your helmet. You got to put the anti-concussion sponge. You got to rock that thing, bro. I'm not wearing that. You're a hockey guy.
Yes.
Remember when the hockey players didn't want to wear the mask?
Yeah.
A couple of holdouts till they got smashed in the face, and then they were
grandfathered in if you didn't.
Yeah. And then they get smashed in the face, and they're like, you know what?
Yeah, Craig McTavish was the last player to ever stop wearing one.
And leave it to the NHL to grandfather. What grandfathered in? Dude, if tomorrow the NHL says you all have to wear pink tutus, put on a fucking pink tutu. There's no grandfathered in. What are you talking about?
They were talking about something where they're going to take the dress code down so that you didn't, because you have to wear a suit. Like, if you get healthy scratch, you have to wear a suit. You have to wear a suit in and out of the stadium. Minor leagues, they have to, but they said something about lessening the dress code.
Lessening the dress code. All right. I mean, I think dress code things are, I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. I don't know. I don't know what my takeaway is about dress codes. I don't know.
I still think other sports should allow fighting, or at least like the penalty box, and take away a player. Had to play with 10 players on defense.
They should bring back fighting for all sports. Yeah. All sports should be like
what happened in this country.
Gesicki goes right where I was about to take him, and we are getting thin at tight end. I'm a little bit surprised here that this went the way that it just did. Now I need a guy. I'm going to go Chig. Out of sheer necessity. We are very light. I was going to take Hunter Henry. He went. Then Gesicki was still there. I'm like, okay, I'll grab that. And now it just got really, really thin at tight end in a hurry. So I don't really trust Mason Taylor on the Jets. I was taking him earlier this season. He's a high round draft guy and the whole thing. But Mason Taylor, unfortunately, Already got a Q tag. I don't like that. He's missing practice time, and tight ends missing practice time. It's just a bad sign.
What about Moose?
What's that?
I know he's splitting time with Smith, but
that team's gross. I mean, depth piece, sure, but what a crappy situation. Jatavian Sanders, though, could be good.
Yeah.
We'll see if he's around. Meanwhile, let me do a little bit of deep dive in here at what's going on still at wide receiver. I'm going to star De'Ami Brown. He's somebody I'm interested in. I'm going to star Ray for later. I'm just starring some players for later to remind me. Deontay Johnson not playing at all. We're about to get our pick here. Rico Dowdle, Roshan. Okay, so we could start to. This is also a point. We're getting pretty close to an area where you can start to take backup. I
assume Alec Pierce is gone.
What's that?
I said, I assume Alec Pierce is gone.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna do an interesting pick here. You might not like it, but taking Will Shipley, and my thought again being on DraftKings. This is the format where you want running backs on your roster for these lineups that could be coming on strong and leading your team to victory in the second half of the season. Barkley gets hurt, Shipley comes in and wins you a share of $15 million right here on the DraftKings Millie Maker. Krosky Merritt goes, whoa, that's an early grab. I feel like that's way ahead of ADP for Krosky Merritt. So now, we are seeing the backup running backs kind of fly off the board. You had a run on tight end that kind of burned me here. Not going to lie, that stung a little bit. Bring back fighting matches to politics. I think a lot of people would love to get involved with this. Whoa, is this person watching the Amped Phil? You grabbed De'Ami Brown of all people? Taking my players? Really? All right. Let me take a look again here. So we got Drake May. Trevor Lawrence, and Penix as our trio. I've got May. I haven't matched up with no one, actually.
Why don't you get Jimmy G?
I'm not a big take a backup QB guy. It's not going to happen, especially one that's terrible.
What if he's not a backup?
If I'm going to take a backup QB, it's going to be Danny Dimes. But we got that here. Let's take a look at the RBs kind of floating around. DJ Giddens is kind of interesting. He will back up Jonathan Taylor if Jonathan Taylor gets knocked out of a game.
He gets hurt a lot.
So that's kind of interesting. I want players that can elevate to real relevance if there's an injury ahead of them. I'm not seeing a whole lot more here of the remaining running back group. Maybe Lloyd, but probably not. Maybe Sanders, but I doubt it. Yeah, it'd probably be DJ Giddens would be next on my list there. Looking at the wide receiver group, I like Darius Slayton, D. Slizzles. Tolbert will have some relevance. Ray. So still some players of relevance there. And of course the tight end group here with Muth and all of this. I kind of like Sanders, so I think I'll go wide receiver first. We'll go D. Slizzers. Yeah, no, it's Douglas and Henry are both long gone. They went. I was holding out for Hunter Henry, and he just went in a run, and they just there goes Jatavian Sanders. Oh man, this is crazy. I was going to take Jatavian. He's gone. It's all going downhill. Yeah, there's not a whole lot left, so I will take Freiermuth because I need the bodies.
He's a warm body on the field.
Yeah.
He's Rodgers' locker mate. They could be best buddies.
Who's that?
Him and Rodgers have lockers. They're locker mates.
Rodgers doesn't throw to tight ends. This is known. Wow, Darius Slayton. Okay.
To Mercedes.
'Cause 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 'cause
Mercedes.
Jaron Naylor for the first few weeks. I don't mind it. 6 touchdowns last year. No Addison for the first 3 weeks of the year. Pyongyang, good job. Whoever that is. I've not drafted a lot of these for the DraftKings Millie Maker, so we're going to be focusing in on that here as this month powers through. But I'll also do, for these streams, we'll do different price ones. Doesn't always have to be the $20. A few different ones. And also have an idea. I don't know if people are interested, but I also have an idea. There are sit and go contests, just leagues, 12-person leagues on DraftKings that we could do. Do some of those too. Like the 12-mans, like what we're doing for the sleeper leagues right now, where we're just a little fun league against friends. Important. All right. Arroyo. Oh, yeah. Arroyo.
Oh.
Okay. Let's see what's going on here. So, yeah, we'll go Tolbert. Any running back? DJ Giddens? Is he still there? No. We'll go Tolbert. Tolbert's another guy. He's got a little bit of upside. I mean, you know, it's the WR3 for Dallas, but he's a big play guy, and I like that. So when he does pop up with a game, when Tolbert does, play, yeah, I mean, he can once in a while, he could pop for an acceptable score once in a while. It's not going to be frequent. It's not going to be all the time. It's going to be pretty rare. But 7 touchdowns last year, I'll take that in round 16 just to fill out, my my tight end group when needed. I don't know why, but I'm starving.
Yeah, I'm pretty hungry.
It's not even that late.
I made a roast beef last night.
Did you?
Well, yeah, like 1 a.m. I started
roasting up some beef at 1 a.m.?
Yeah.
How hungry were you?
I was bored.
How long did it take you to roast up that beef?
Really not long. I seared it on each side for 5 minutes, and then I roasted it for 35 minutes.
Oh, that's not a big deal. Wait, what cut was that?
Beef sirloin tip.
Oh, picanha? Little picanha? The picanha? Yeah, I think even without, by the way, Lex P, I think even without an injury, I think, as a WR3 at this point, and yeah, of course, an injury makes it much better, but I think he'll be a relevant guy. I think he'll be useful.
Especially best ball.
Yeah. I think he'll give me a couple of useful games. Anything down here at this point when we're drafting, 18, 19, and 20, if you just get anything useful out of these guys, you're already winning. So I'm about it. Like, these guys are drafting, like Mostert, Shook probably won't even play. Mostert,
about it?
Not going to see the field. Mostert doesn't see the field this year.
Are you about it or about it?
I ain't about it. I'm about that roast beef, though. I can go for that.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
You're slicing it up, make a sanguige out of that, little sanguige. Nice and thin. I could see you as being one of those people that has a deli slicer in your home.
I don't.
You don't have a deli slicer?
And I have a meat grinder thing.
You grinding meat? Sometimes grind your burger meat. You do that?
Yeah.
No, you don't do that.
I do.
You do it once. You're not cleaning that thing. It's fucking dirty. You use it once. It's such a mess.
I threw it out in the backyard.
Yeah, like you did it once or twice, and then it's like, I'm not cleaning this machine.
I love my Ninja indoor grill. And you can clean that thing in like 3 seconds.
You know what you can't clean in 3 seconds?
Look, I took the roast off, set it in the aluminum foil, took my tongs, picked up the flat. It's a flat top on one side and grate on the other. Set it in the water, cleaned it, and it was, clean in literally 30 seconds.
I think the meat grinder takes forever to clean.
Yeah.
And it's not pleasant. And then you're like, why am I doing this? I'll just buy the ground beef.
I'll just go to Wendy's.
Let the butcher clean the grinder machine. Like, you don't have time for that. What do you think the split will be between Braylon Allen and Breece Hall? I think it's going to be Eddie Perez, Eddie P. I think the split is going to be enough to where you're not going to be happy that you took Breece Hall at the top of round 3. I think it's going to be 60-40, but when you want Breece Hall in the game, it's going to be Braylon Allen. And
when you have a touchdown parlay and you just need Breece Hall and they get down to the 1 and they throw it to Allen.
Yeah, you're going to be upset. You're going to be like, why did I do this? I'm taking Danny Dimes, man. You know what? Give me another running QB. You know he's going to be starting by week 3 or 4.
Yeah. Richardson gets tired and have to take himself out of the game.
The classic 4 QB build. I learned that from Ray Zanny in the chat. 4 QB build. Let's take a look at how this draft went down. So I'll just do a quick review of my team here, and we'll go through some of like the correlations. Not a ton of correlation here, but a little bit. So we started off with CMC, Christian McCaffrey, who I think is a bargain at 1.9. I'll take it all day. We get Drake London on the comeback. I've got him paired up with Michael Penix. Round 3, we got Omarion Hampton and then Trevion Henderson in round 4. So we've got a nice little three pack of running backs that are all pretty much the starter for their team. Although Trevion Henderson might take a second to elevate to the starting spot. Hang on, let's stick around here. Oh, guys, you want another one? Ooh. Yeah. Oh, you're in this. Amp Phil. Okay.
So is Foggy Minded's in here.
Okay. See, that's what's up. I was like, Amp Phil is taking people that I like. What's going on here? Now I see. Now I see what happened. So, and Foggy Minded did this from his phone. You should be able to do this on your cell phone, though. Drafting best ball, you should be able to do that comfortably.
I pretty much do all of them on my phone.
Yeah, then you should be fine. So I end up with a nice little group of running backs. We got Hunter, Judy, stud, Matthew Golden, upside, Josh Downs, stud. That's right. I consider Josh Downs a stud this year. He is going to elevate into the conversation with the better wide receivers. Look out for that. Right. So we got a great group of wide receivers here. Then we start filling in with our QBs, Drake May, T-Law, and Penix. Penix stacked up with London, as I said. We got T-Law stacked up with Brenton Strange and Hunter. So we got nice little correlation. Not all the correlation I would have wanted. I was hoping to get Hunter Henry here. I was hoping to get like some different tight end correlations. Couldn't pull it off. Later on, we did Will Shipley and Marshawn Lloyd as our backup running backs with some potential to elevate. We'll see. Either one of those guys. Lloyd. Yeah, I mean, Lloyd has been injured a lot. I don't know if he's even the guy anymore, but, worth a shot.
Well, last year he was a rookie, I think, and he
was hurt all year. Yeah. No, he got hurt all year last year. He was a rookie, but he just was out for the whole season early on. So, and now he's banged up again. I don't love that. But, and I think I got late here players that could contribute, especially Tolbert and Danny Dimes if he gets in the game. So pretty happy with my draft here. Amped Phil in the chat with us. Jefferson, Higgins, Kyron, Jamo, Flowers, Odunze, and Addison. Tyrone was watching the opening where we called Tyrone Erykah Badu. So Kyron Williams, Tyrone. So Amped Phil did very much what I think is a good way to attack this contest, which was very much what I'd call, I guess you call this hero RB, zero RB, whatever you want to call it. Only one running back in the first 7 or 8 rounds. That is crazy. 7 rounds. That's crazy. But the idea here is Spears, Stevenson, Algier, all these other names, 1 or 2 of them to step up with injury and come on strong late in the season. If it doesn't happen, who cares? It's an 800,000 entry contest. You're probably not winning it anyway. So that's a good way to try to win and have this really, really high level group of wide receivers scoring for you. I don't mind it. The biggest critique I'll say maybe this guy taking Rashee Rice that early. I don't love that. I think taking Kamara here is probably something people will regret. You saw Olave go too. So there are certain names, guys, just avoid them.
Did anybody actually draft Judkins or?
Yeah, and by the way, Longest Shoreman, you did it right. You should be silly for the Millie. This is right. So Longest Shoreman, we've drafted together already on some other things, and this is the right way to draft this thing. Don't draft like a safe cash team. You take a tournament team. You take a team where you take some chances, and if some of the things that you took chances on come true, that's when you win the tournament. You don't win the tournament by taking the chalkiest, most obvious players when you're going up against 850,000 people. That's not going to win. It will never win. It won't win in DFS. It won't win in anything. You've got to take chances or do something weird that feels uncomfortable. With that being said, you don't have to be this weird and take an Olave with no quarterback. Okay? Take an Olave ahead of like real wide receivers that are playing on a team that have a quarterback. You don't have one.
I sent you something the other day, and they were touting Olave. I can't remember what draft round it was.
These guys are donkeys. I watch a lot of the draft videos, and I was complimentary to some of the groups. There are certain groups I like and I don't, but a lot of what you see in like best ball Twitter or whatever, not necessarily best ball, but like normal fantasy football circles, these guys don't know what they're talking about. Why would you take a guy again? There's very simple. Let me tie it into poker. I was going to do this before, guys. We're not going to do a second one today. I'll try to get 2 in on Friday, but these drafts take a little bit longer than some of the other drafts we've done. It's like a solid 40 minutes to knock one of these out, and I'm too hungry to do a second one. But I wanted to bring my poker analogy into this, guys. Don't play bad hands in poker. Shocker, right? This is shocking. What are you, crazy? Yes. You want to win at poker, don't play bad hands. If you get a 7-2, fold it. If you get a 9-3 or a 6-8, fold. Similarly, for fantasy football, avoid players from bad teams. This will cause you to win your fantasy football leagues more frequently. If you just took it as a philosophy that if the team sucks, I don't necessarily want any players from this team. Now, there are exceptions. The exceptions are like if you think the Jets suck, but they only have one wide receiver that's viable in Garrett Wilson, and that wide receiver is likely to see 170 targets this year because they have no one else to throw to, or 150 targets. In that case, even if you think the team might suck, okay, I'll take Garrett Wilson, right? That's where it's okay. But generally, if the team sucks, I definitely don't want running backs from that team. Now, you might say, hey, Kev, you said Tyrone Tracy was an acceptable pick. And I will say, yes, he is in round 11 or 10, but it's not something I'm trying to do early. There's a reason why Tyrone Tracy is going around 9, right? Like, he's a starting running back probably. And now we know most likely going to get his rollback from last year, but Giants kind of suck. So I don't want that much of that. They're not, but even the Giants' suckworthiness is not even comparable to what's happening in New Orleans, where they suck so much worse. Yeah, see, this is what I'm saying, bro. Fold that shit. You know why? For min bet, fine. But if anybody makes a bet, you got to fold your 6-8. Same suit aside, okay? He threw in same suit here to try to throw me off my game as if I didn't see it. Yeah, if they're suited. But are you calling a bet? No. If the bet, a 3x blind bet, no. Fold. I'm out. I don't want no 6-8 suited. It's gonna suck me in. And somebody else is gonna have a better a better flush. You never have the nuts with 6-8, or very rarely. Now you fold your bad hands, Tattoo. If it's a bad hand, you just fold it. You just drop it. Like, listen, don't be stubborn. If I play pocket deuces or pocket trays, and the flop comes and I don't flop a set, I'm out. Bye.
I like spades more than poker.
Dude,
What?
What?
Spades is
What?
awesome. You never played spades?
What are you talking about? Spades? We play Rummy Cube. I like Rummy. I don't play it for money. Like, what are we talking about? What the hell, spades?
What you play in prison?
Oh my God.
It's 4 people. You get your cards, and you got to see how many books you can get. And everybody, you don't know how to play spades?
I'm sure I know how to play. I played all the stupid games. I used to have a poker game, but it wasn't poker. It was like they would just play all kinds of crazy follow the queen. Everybody would like bring a game with them and teach you the rules like on the spot. But it was a money game. But I was like, this is crazy.
You know, spades, that's the one where everybody like smacks the card on the table.
Wandy Rob in round 16. There we go. Yes. Are the Giants bad? No. Yes, they're a bad team. They're not that good. But wait, where did I take Wandy? I took Wandy in round 14. They're not a good team, but Wan'Dale Robinson, 11 targets, 12 targets, 6 targets, 9, 11, 11, 14, 11, 9, 9, 12. These are the target numbers of a stud. Now, the scores don't really do much. But, you know, give me a guy who gets double-digit targets in round 14. Okay.
Maybe you may only need them to help you 1 week.
I mean, you got to get to week 17 in order for Tyrone Tracy to like help you win. But I think this is a pretty good draft, guys. We're going to wrap it up here with this one. But we're going to do one. So, again, reminder that DraftKings has that buy one, get one for their Millie Maker contest. We want to thank DraftKings for sponsoring this one. Let me throw the hang on tattoo. But tattoo, I'm gonna bounce you off here real quick. I'm gonna throw a little disclaimer here on the screen. But yeah, we want to thank DraftKings for sponsoring the show. We'll be back on Friday with another Draftapalooza. We're drafting best ball teams all summer long here on the DFS Army YouTube channel. Make sure you're liked, subscribed, hit that notification bell. And of course, DFS Army promo code NFL 2025 gets you $50 off. Or NFL 25 gets you $50 off the DFS Army NFL full season package. We also have a football package, which is the one you really want because it includes college football, NFL. It's a 12-month package at DFS Army. Promo code again, NFL25, $50 off. Takes that from $350 down to $300 for 12 months of all football, including our industry-leading college football DFS coverage. Most sites don't do it at all. We've got a full team figuring out who's playing, who's starting, who's out. That alone is worth its weight in gold for college football. So make sure you check it out. Promo code NFL25 gets you $50 off the full 12-month package for all football or NFL. Or if you want to check out DFS Army VIP, which is all sports monthly. Promo code NFL 2025, 50% off DFS Army VIP for the first month. So check it out. We will see you guys next time. I appreciate you. Tattoo, thanks for stopping by. Everybody else, we appreciate you, and we'll see you next time. Take care, everybody.